For millions of Americans, grocery shopping is a routine filled with small frustrations. Parking can be difficult. Checkout lines can be unpredictable. Fresh produce sometimes lasts only a few days. Finding a quick meal often means choosing between convenience and quality. Then there is Japan. At first glance, a Japanese supermarket looks familiar. There are shopping baskets, checkout counters, aisles packed with food, and customers quietly moving from shelf to shelf. But after only a few minutes, something feels different. The store moves with remarkable precision. Every shelf appears carefully planned. Every package seems designed for a specific purpose. Every employee knows exactly where to be. Even the customers unconsciously help the entire system run more smoothly. None of this happened by accident. Japan transformed the ordinary act of buying groceries into a system built around efficiency, freshness, trust, and respect for the customer's time. The result is a shopping experience that often feels as if it belongs to the next decade rather than today. A typical grocery trip begins long before anyone reaches the store. In many American suburbs, shopping usually starts with a drive. Large supermarkets are often located outside residential neighborhoods, surrounded by vast parking lots. Families tend to buy enough food for an entire week or even longer. Large refrigerators and freezers make bulk shopping practical. Bigger packages usually mean lower prices per unit, so filling an oversized shopping cart makes financial sense. Japan developed under very different conditions. Most Japanese cities grew around rail stations instead of highways. Residential neighborhoods are compact and highly walkable. A supermarket is often only a few minutes away by foot or bicycle. Convenience stores, neighborhood markets, and specialty food shops may all exist within the same district. Because groceries are so accessible, many households shop more frequently. Instead of purchasing food for an entire week, many people simply buy what they need for the next meal or the next day. This changes everything inside the supermarket. Fresh vegetables arrive in smaller quantities. Seafood rotates constantly. Prepared meals are cooked throughout the day instead of sitting under heat lamps for hours. Shelf space is optimized for rapid turnover instead of long-term storage. The result is a store that feels alive rather than stocked. Customers also notice another difference almost immediately. Japanese supermarkets rarely create a sense of chaos. Shopping carts are usually smaller. Many people use hand baskets because they are buying fewer items. Aisles remain easier to navigate, even during busy periods. Employees quietly refill shelves without blocking customers. Signs are clear and organized. Products are grouped in ways that make everyday meals easier to plan. Nothing appears overly dramatic. Instead, hundreds of small decisions combine into a system that saves time without making customers feel rushed. This approach reflects a broader philosophy found throughout Japanese daily life. Rather than solving problems with larger buildings, bigger inventories, or more employees, the system focuses on removing tiny inefficiencies before they become noticeable. That philosophy becomes even more impressive when examining what actually sits on the shelves. What makes Japanese groceries seem fresher than many shoppers expect? The answer is not simply better farming or higher quality ingredients. The real difference is that freshness is built into almost every step of the retail system. In many American supermarkets, customers often expect to buy enough food to last for several days or even an entire week. Larger refrigerators encourage bulk purchases, and stores are designed to support that habit. Products are stocked in larger quantities because customers may travel long distances to shop only once every several days. Japan follows a different rhythm. Because supermarkets are usually close to residential neighborhoods, many people visit several times each week. Some stop by on the way home from work. Others pick up ingredients for dinner only a few hours before cooking. This constant flow of customers allows stores to replace inventory more frequently instead of relying on large displays that remain untouched for long periods. Walking through the produce section reveals this difference immediately. Vegetables are displayed neatly in smaller amounts instead of towering piles. Empty spaces appear throughout the day because items sell quickly. Employees quietly refill shelves as new deliveries arrive. Rather than creating the impression of unlimited abundance, the store creates confidence that the food has not been sitting there for days. Seafood follows the same philosophy. Japan's long coastline and strong fishing culture have shaped one of the world's most sophisticated seafood distribution networks. Fish markets receive fresh catches daily, and supermarkets work within that rhythm. Customers often know exactly when fresh deliveries arrive. Many choose to shop shortly afterward, knowing the selection will be at its best. Prepared food offers another striking example. Near the evening, many Japanese supermarkets become busy with shoppers looking for ready-made meals. Bento boxes, sushi, grilled fish, fried chicken, and seasonal dishes are prepared throughout the day rather than all at once in the morning. As closing time approaches, many stores gradually reduce prices on unsold meals. This serves two purposes. Customers receive high-quality food at a lower price, while stores reduce unnecessary waste. Instead of leaving prepared meals on display for many hours, inventory naturally adjusts to customer demand. The process feels almost choreographed. Employees place new meals on shelves while quietly replacing older items. Small discount stickers appear at carefully timed intervals. Regular shoppers often know exactly when these reductions begin, creating a predictable daily routine. Even packaged food reflects the same mindset. Many products are sold in smaller portions designed for one or two people. This may seem less economical at first glance, especially to shoppers accustomed to buying family-sized packages. However, the goal is different. Smaller portions reduce leftovers, preserve freshness, and better match the size of many Japanese households. This approach also recognizes changing demographics. Japan has a large number of older adults living alone or with one partner. Selling food in practical quantities means customers throw away less while still enjoying fresh ingredients. The packaging itself often includes detailed information. Labels commonly show production dates, expiration dates, preparation instructions, allergy information, and storage recommendations in a clear and standardized format. Customers are given enough information to make quick decisions without feeling overwhelmed. The emphasis is not only on selling food. It is about helping customers trust what they are buying. That trust reduces hesitation, speeds up shopping, and creates confidence that tomorrow's meal will be just as good as today's. Compared with many American supermarkets, where success is often measured by offering the biggest selection at the lowest possible price, Japanese grocery stores frequently compete on something less obvious. They compete on consistency. A customer who visits the same supermarket several times each week expects the same quality, the same organization, and the same dependable experience every visit. That consistency becomes one of the store's greatest competitive advantages. Why does grocery shopping in Japan often feel so much faster, even when the store is busy? The answer is hidden in dozens of tiny details that most customers never consciously notice. The experience begins at the entrance. Shopping baskets are stacked neatly and are easy to grab with one hand. Many stores provide rolling basket carts instead of oversized shopping carts. Since most shoppers are purchasing only a few bags of groceries, there is no need to push a massive cart through every aisle. The aisles themselves are carefully planned. Frequently purchased items are positioned to encourage a smooth walking path rather than random wandering. Fresh produce usually appears near the entrance, followed by seafood, meat, dairy products, and prepared meals. Although layouts differ between chains, customers quickly become familiar with where everyday essentials are located. This familiarity reduces unnecessary searching. Regular shoppers can complete an entire grocery trip in just a few minutes because the store rarely changes its organization without good reason. Employees also contribute to this efficiency in subtle ways. Instead of loudly announcing promotions or restocking shelves during peak traffic, staff members move quietly and deliberately. Boxes are opened quickly. Products are arranged with precision. Restocking often happens during moments when customer traffic is lighter, minimizing disruption. Attention extends all the way to the checkout area. Cashiers are trained to scan items quickly while treating groceries with care. Eggs are not crushed beneath heavy bottles. Delicate produce is handled gently. Frozen items are often grouped together. Many stores even separate products in ways that make packing easier. One feature surprises many first-time visitors. After scanning, cashiers often place groceries into another basket instead of directly into shopping bags. Customers then move to a separate packing counter. At first, this seems like an unnecessary extra step. In reality, it keeps checkout lines moving. Instead of one customer spending several minutes carefully arranging groceries while everyone else waits, payment finishes quickly, and packing happens away from the register. The result is higher throughput with less stress for everyone. Packing stations usually include plastic bags, recycled cardboard boxes, ice packs for chilled food, and small rolls of tape. Everything needed is already available. Customers organize their own groceries at their own pace without delaying the next person. Technology supports the process without dominating it. Many supermarkets now offer self-checkout systems, cashless payment options, and smart payment terminals. However, unlike some stores where technology replaces human service, Japan often combines both approaches. Customers who prefer speed can use automated systems. Those who need assistance still receive personal service. The technology exists to remove friction, not to eliminate interaction. Perhaps the most remarkable detail is something that cannot easily be measured. Noise. Japanese supermarkets are generally calm places. There are fewer loud announcements, less competing music, fewer interruptions. Conversations remain quiet. Employees communicate efficiently without creating unnecessary distraction. The atmosphere allows customers to think clearly, compare products, and finish shopping without feeling mentally exhausted. This calm environment reflects a broader design philosophy. Efficiency is not created by asking people to move faster. It is created by removing the small obstacles that slow everyone down. When enough of those obstacles disappear, even an ordinary grocery trip begins to feel surprisingly effortless. What happens when grocery shopping is no longer limited to a single weekly trip? In Japan, the answer is an entire ecosystem designed to make food available almost everywhere, almost all the time. The supermarket is only one piece of the system. Scattered throughout Japanese cities are thousands of neighborhood grocery stores, specialty markets, and convenience stores known as konbini. Although convenience stores exist in many countries, Japan transformed them into something much more sophisticated. A typical Japanese convenience store does not simply sell snacks and drinks. Customers can buy fresh sandwiches, rice balls, salads, hot meals, desserts, fruit, milk, bread, frozen foods, and surprisingly high-quality coffee. Many locations restock several times each day, ensuring prepared foods remain fresh rather than sitting on shelves for long periods. This changes consumer behavior. Instead of planning every meal several days in advance, many people simply stop by a nearby store while walking home. Dinner ingredients, tomorrow's breakfast, or a forgotten item can all be purchased within minutes. For Americans, this can feel unfamiliar. In many parts of the United States, convenience stores are primarily associated with gasoline, packaged snacks, and emergency purchases. Grocery shopping and convenience shopping are usually separate experiences. Japan blends them together. Another important advantage comes from proximity. Because stores are woven into residential neighborhoods, people do not always need to dedicate an entire trip to shopping. Picking up groceries becomes part of an existing routine. Someone leaving a train station may stop at the supermarket before walking home. A parent returning from school with a child may buy only the ingredients needed for dinner. An office worker may purchase lunch during a short break without driving anywhere. These short, frequent visits reduce pressure on every individual shopping trip. Customers buy only what they need, while stores receive constant business throughout the day. Technology strengthens this network without making it feel complicated. Many supermarkets offer loyalty apps that provide digital coupons and personalized discounts. Mobile payments have become increasingly common. Some stores even allow customers to check inventory before arriving. Online grocery shopping has also expanded steadily, particularly in densely populated cities where delivery routes are efficient. Yet Japan has largely avoided replacing physical shopping with digital convenience. Instead, the two systems complement one another. People who enjoy selecting fresh produce can still visit neighborhood stores, while older adults or busy families have access to reliable home delivery services. This balance becomes especially valuable as Japan's population continues to age. Many elderly residents no longer drive regularly. Rather than requiring them to travel long distances, supermarkets, convenience stores, and delivery services help bring food within easy reach. Some mobile grocery trucks even travel to smaller communities, allowing residents to purchase fresh food without leaving their neighborhoods. The result is a grocery system that adapts to different lifestyles instead of forcing everyone into the same pattern. Whether someone lives alone in central Tokyo or in a quieter regional town, access to everyday food remains remarkably consistent. That consistency is one of the quiet strengths of the entire system. Instead of asking how customers can adapt to the store, Japanese retailers often ask how the store can adapt to customers. It is a subtle difference, but over time, it changes the entire shopping experience. The smooth experience inside a Japanese supermarket begins long before the first customer walks through the entrance. Behind every shelf is an invisible network built on planning, coordination, and remarkable attention to detail. Japan's geography creates challenges that many countries never face. The nation has limited flatland, dense urban populations, and relatively little storage space compared with many parts of the United States. Warehouses cannot simply continue growing outward. Instead, businesses learned to move products more efficiently. One important concept is often described as just-in-time logistics. Originally refined in Japanese manufacturing, this philosophy focuses on receiving goods when they are needed rather than storing excessive inventory. While grocery retail is different from automobile production, the same basic thinking influences food distribution. Frequent deliveries replace enormous backrooms filled with products waiting to be sold. As a result, supermarkets can dedicate more floor space to customers instead of storage. Fresh products spend less time sitting in warehouses. Employees spend less time moving excess inventory from one place to another. The benefits extend beyond efficiency. Smaller inventories encourage better quality control. If a shipment does not meet expectations, it can often be replaced before affecting large amounts of stock. Seasonal foods also appear and disappear more naturally. Instead of offering the exact same selection every day of the year, supermarkets embrace the changing seasons. Spring brings fresh bamboo shoots and strawberries. Summer highlights cooling foods and regional fruits. Autumn introduces mushrooms, sweet potatoes, and chestnuts. Winter features warming ingredients for hot pots and seasonal seafood. Customers begin to anticipate these changes. Shopping becomes connected to the calendar rather than disconnected from nature. This seasonal rhythm also supports local producers. Many supermarkets proudly identify where vegetables, fruit, meat, or seafood originated. Regional specialties receive dedicated displays. Rather than competing only on price, retailers compete by offering products connected to local identity and freshness. Trust is strengthened through transparency. Customers often know not only what they are buying but also where it came from. Another detail rarely noticed by visitors is cleanliness. Employees continuously inspect displays. Damaged packaging is removed quickly. Spilled liquids are cleaned almost immediately. Shopping baskets are neatly stacked. Floors remain orderly even during busy periods. None of these actions attracts attention on its own. Together, they create an environment where customers instinctively feel comfortable. There is also an extraordinary level of predictability. Products usually appear where customers expect them. Signs remain consistent. Staff members respond politely and professionally. Customers return because they know what to expect. That reliability becomes a competitive advantage just as valuable as low prices. In the end, the hidden system is not about creating a dramatic shopping experience. It is about making the experience so smooth that customers barely notice the effort behind it. Ironically, that may be the greatest achievement of all. When a complex system works perfectly, it almost disappears. Looking beyond the neatly arranged shelves and efficient checkout lines, Japan's grocery system reveals something deeper about the country's approach to everyday life. Many of its strengths come from a simple idea. Small improvements matter. Rather than searching for one revolutionary solution, Japanese businesses have often focused on refining thousands of ordinary details. A shopping basket that is easier to carry. A checkout process that reduces waiting. Packaging designed for smaller households. Delivery scheduled to keep food fresh instead of simply keeping shelves full. Each improvement may seem insignificant on its own. Together, they transform the entire experience. This mindset has deep historical roots. Japan has long faced limited land, dense cities, and scarce natural resources. Those conditions encouraged careful planning and efficient use of space. Wasting food, wasting time, or wasting materials carried real costs. Over many decades, businesses and consumers adapted by treating efficiency not as a luxury, but as a necessity. Respect also plays an important role. Employees are expected to respect the customer's time by working carefully and consistently. Customers, in return, often respect shared spaces by returning baskets, avoiding unnecessary disruption, and following store etiquette. Neither side depends entirely on rules or enforcement. Instead, much of the system works because millions of small acts of consideration become everyday habits. Trust reinforces that cycle. Customers generally trust that products have been handled properly. Stores trust employees to maintain high standards. Suppliers trust retailers to preserve quality from delivery to display. When trust becomes part of daily life, businesses spend less energy solving avoidable problems and more energy improving the customer experience. This does not mean Japan's grocery system is perfect. Food prices can be higher for certain products. Homes often have smaller kitchens and refrigerators. Some shoppers from other countries may prefer larger package sizes or a wider selection of imported goods. Yet despite those trade-offs, the overall system consistently prioritizes convenience, freshness, predictability, and respect for everyday routines. For many visitors, that is the biggest surprise. The grocery store is not impressive because it is luxurious. It is impressive because ordinary life has been engineered to work exceptionally well. A grocery store rarely appears on a list of the world's most remarkable places. It is where people buy vegetables, bread, milk, and tomorrow's dinner. Yet in Japan, that ordinary errand quietly reveals how an entire society approaches problem-solving. Nothing inside the store feels futuristic in the way many people imagine the future. There are no dramatic robots guiding every customer. There are no spectacular displays of advanced technology at every corner. Instead, the future appears in smaller ways. It appears in shelves that are replenished at the right moment. It appears in food packaged for real households instead of idealized ones. It appears in checkout systems that value every customer's time. It appears in neighborhood stores that fit naturally into daily life rather than requiring an entire afternoon to visit. Each decision is modest. Together, they create an experience that feels surprisingly modern. For many American visitors, the biggest lesson is not that Japan spends more or builds bigger. In many cases, it does the opposite. The system succeeds because countless small details work together with remarkable consistency. That may be why grocery shopping in Japan feels as though it belongs a decade in the future. Not because the country invented a completely different way to buy food, but because it perfected many of the ordinary things that most people stopped noticing long ago. And perhaps that is the most valuable kind of innovation. The kind that quietly improves everyday life, one shopping trip at a time.